Last time on MilkToast.
There's gotta be. Okay, all right, Eder, if you find poison ivy autism creature right here, right now, boom, there it is.
That or like Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
just because that would be something.
There's
That
Batman.
Yeah.
Throwing Robin right there.
Yeah.
Throwing Hatsune Miku.
Can we talk about that? I just made like the perfect 7 here for like an N7 logo for Mass Effect.
Actually, do an N7.
Oh, I don't know if I can. Okay, hang on. Let me just clean off this.
What about
here.
like the other wall? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it on the other wall. Let's see. I don't know if I'll be able to manage it, but we'll see.
Yeah, dude, he was keeping them.
Oh.
Calvin!
Looks like you're almost done. My girls can't wait to get out there. I've been working on this for like a straight week, bro.
Yeah. Also, my girls, Calvin hasn't mentioned anything about children.
Yes, he has.
Has he?
Yeah, he literally mentioned it in the opening text.
My bad. That's why you're power washing and I'm just kind of drinking coffee that's really... Jewish people don't tell you this, but empty stomach, you're drinking coffee and tea. Come on now. All right, let's see your prowess.
Oh, God.
That's a thick nozzle for this, though.
Yeah, let me...
Might have to thin up the nozzle.
Might be too thin.
That's too thin, bro.
Nope, I think it's good.
Okay.
Oof.
I don't know how the Mass Effect thing goes. Is it a connected 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Let's get.
Honestly, that kind of looks pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
Freehanding it.
That's pretty nice. Everyone ignore the eye.
No, like that's actually kind of part of it. So like that's the red part of the logo. I think I have my hoodie in the closet. We can like do a comparison.
Oh yeah, it does have that red block.
Yeah.
Okay, that is actually
That's
pretty
not
good.
too bad.
Come on, that's pretty accomplishing.
All right.
That's
yeah,
pretty.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right.
Posting that, you can follow MilkToast at MilkToast on Twitter, Instagram, Fire, Snapchat, Twitter. We have no social media.
Yeah,
I'm not running
like...
a social media. No one cares about a social media of a YouTuber. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Like, okay, like Game Theory or like getting updated on new. But if you go to the YouTube homepage, for God's sake.
Yeah.
No social media for MilkToast.
I mean, we could do like the community page, maybe even like a Ko-fi or Patreon or something.
Oh, Patreon, yes, and then you can get exclusives. But
yeah,
I'm not charging anyone for anything right now.
No, except feet pics.
Yeah, exactly. You want to see M's puppies? You're gonna have to pay up. After these aired messages.
Yeah. Some.
There's like a binaural call to everyone that's ever been a millennial right there.
Yeah.
Some.
Buddy.
Yeah. That's all you got to. Some. Have you ever watched videos of, God, now I'm spacing on the band's name.
Smash Mouth?
Yeah. Have you ever watched videos of them playing?
Not them playing. I've seen their music videos.
Yeah, dude, they're because they do like obviously like a lot of free concerts or something like that.
Well, before the lead singer passed, not too long ago.
Oh, is he dead?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in the videos he was obviously very intoxicated.
Yeah.
I feel bad now. Is he really?
Yeah, I think he passed from like complications due to COVID, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean a lot of guys did that. You know, if you were, and I'm not saying this was the reason because I'm not a doctor, but like. You know, you're doing that kind of drinking. Something like COVID's really... But, like, COVID would mess you up even if you were completely healthy. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they left behind an iconic discography.
Truly.
People forget that they did a lot of banger songs. Like, they're...
Dude, they had, like, most of the soundtrack to that Disney movie Clock Stoppers.
Which was... I'm sorry. I saw that in theaters as a kid, too. Incredible.
The bike scene where he, like, beats people up with his bike is it's just so good.
Great. The scene where he, like, helps his friend impress a bunch of girls at a party.
Yeah.
So he pauses time and he's breakdancing, so he spins them on his head. It's just such, like, creative use of time pausing there.
Yeah.
Didn't he just find the watch in a box or something?
I cannot remember. That has to be something that we review on this channel.
Dude, MilkToast watches Clock Stoppers.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I think like his parent, like one of his either his mom or dad like worked in it or something, like worked at the lab that made it. And they brought it home, and he found it, and he was like, "Oh, what's this?"
And I remember there was that guy who
I think I could be wrong.
the villain wanted to like rob banks, and
Yeah.
they had like a little scene where like he was just walking through.
I remember nanomites being a much bigger problem than they are today, like in a lot of movies during that time. Like Agent Cody Banks.
What the heck? What is a nanomite?
It was like the nano robots or whatever.
Oh, like nano machine, or like
yeah. Where it's like nano robots, they like can disintegrate like things around them and stuff in order to like power themselves up. I don't know. It was weird.
Is that what I never watched this.
I feel like that was what
they
were like stored in ice or something, and like whenever the ice melted, they started like dissolving things around them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I always get Agent Cody Banks mixed up with that. What is that revenge movie where they like it's the big executive and
Oh, with
like,
Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
Big Fat Liar.
Yeah, Big Fat Liar.
Where they made him blue.
That's literally what all
Yeah.
I think about when I think about that movie.
Honestly, like Paul Giamatti acted way too well in that movie.
Paul Giamatti brings 100% to everything, even Lady in the Water, which he had to have
Yeah.
known that was a stinker.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti's not an idiot. He's been doing this like his whole life.
He was also the orangutan in the Planet of the Apes movie that Tim Burton did.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Was he under all that makeup himself?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. I would like to watch the behind the scenes of that movie. I'm glad that Tim Burton went full makeup, but I haven't seen the movie. I used to own it on DVD, and I never even watched it.
I used to watch it quite a few times. I really enjoyed it.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. It's not a good movie, I will say.
Is Helena Bonham Carter in it?
Yeah, that's where they met.
Is she like a really sexy ape? Is she an ape?
She is. She's a chimp. Or she looks more like a chimp.
Well, what are you gonna do? Like makeup over the titties?
I don't know.
She's got to be like a really like. Oh my goodness, that ape about to make me mess up.
I mean, she definitely like had a crush on Mark Wahlberg's character, which was a little odd, but like
That was kind of in the original though. Charlton.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because I used to watch all those movies because
I actually never seen the original.
Oh, come on!
I know.
Iconic film, dude.
Yeah.
Such a great level of suspense and dialogue, and Dr. Zaius is an incredible character. Well, there are so many, Planet of the Apes, Return, and then the nuclear one, and then they went to their own planet, and they went back to Earth. And it's like 9 movies. I used to have the box set of those. I want to buy it again. But yeah, there was that in the original. There was a female ape that was like sympathetic to Charlton Heston and the other humans, and then she they kissed. Spoiler alert: Charlton Heston kissed her, and it was kind of good, kind of hot. Not gonna lie. I'm sure it was like that in like movies like Balto or something. It's like, I might be a furry. Not me. Let me make it very clear.
Yeah.
I'm as far from furry as possible. No offense to any furries.
Right.
But I no. Not my thing. That's all.
Not my thing either, honestly. Like, it's more like I
appreciate the aesthetic of anamorphic. Is it anamorphic? Anthropomorphic?
Anthropomorphic.
Yeah, I appreciate that aesthetic. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I kind of treat it more almost like an OC, really. It's like, oh, cool, I can be like an animal that's like semi-human.
It's fun to think about, like, well, what would my spirit animal be?
Yeah.
But then I don't want to watch my spirit animal have sex. That's all.
Right.
Very.
Even if my persona would absolutely, fuck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously it would. Your persona doesn't also have to be mango habanero. It could be straight da bomb.
Yeah. Oh, I missed all these. It's kind of hard to get like the right angle on here. I don't want to fall off.
You're worried about your character's health here.
Yeah.
Fall damage. Ooh.
Well, no, it's more like I don't want to fall off and then have to keep getting back up on here again. That's more what it is. Thank you for not blowing that in my face like you have multiple times.
Look, okay, I've got a mouth fedora. Anyone that doesn't know out there, my one vice is tobacco-less nicotine. So like synthetic nicotine. I did. People comment on this all the time. I tried to do literally as much research as I could, and yeah, there's a level to where you don't want to smoke anything into your lungs all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I give it some trust. But also, smoking tobacco, I think I have a mild allergy to the tobacco plants.
Oh.
Yeah, because it would always like make my what are the tracheals? Those little connections to your lungs.
Uh-huh.
Always make those itch.
Ooh.
And I don't know if anyone's ever felt that, but itchy trachea is not the funnest thing.
All right. So it looks like I just got...
I like the flavor. Leave me alone. Look, the new gen's like doing that. Do you say... I won't tell... We work in pharmacy, but do you see customers coming in with like those little... Because they're everywhere. It's not even... It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Those like little handheld... Like $20 disposable vape. God, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And now people are on the gum. Like, that's cool now. The Zen gum.
Oh,
have you heard of that?
No.
Yeah, that's like you'll see that on like... God, I think YouTubers advertise it. Well, I don't think YouTube would actually allow that. You'll see that like advertised on podcasts now.
Huh.
It's like a hip, cool new way of getting nicotine. It's a gum, and there's like flavors, and apparently it's really good. Gives you a head high.
Oh. Yeah, I can't do nicotine because it's technically a stimulant, and it like throws my whole system into disarray. Like, I have a caffeine sensitivity, even though I worked as like a barista for like 5 years off and on.
See, your two sensitivities are my addictions.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you really think about it with your psych degree, that's probably like a brain chemistry thing.
Oh, it probably is.
You're on the spectrum, and I have OCD, so like our brain chemistries, I need those kinds of stimulants.
Yeah.
And for you, it's like...
Yeah, like I need...
Your brain
more
still
the-
start vibrating like a dryer.
Yeah. So, I need more, like, depressants in order to, like, function well.
All right, psychologists and psychiatrists, whichever one is more applicable, in the comment section anytime in the future, go ahead and tell us, why am I addicted to caffeine and nicotine? And then...
Because they're uppers.
Yeah, exactly. And for M, it's like, ugh.
And I have, like, severe anxiety whenever my body is, like... Because my fight or flight system was essentially described to me as being broken.
I could see that, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I'm sensing threats all the time because of how, like, my social upbringing was. And so, like, I perceive threats that aren't actually there. So then...
Is that why you look at me like that sometimes?
So, you know, whenever things are probably, like... going too well, like, immediately my brain goes into overload and being like, okay, when's the other shoe gonna drop, basically.
Oh,
So-
yeah, you've got the sense of the rug under.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. OCD's big about that, too.
Yeah.
There's this constant rug, and your rug is like, weird thing. OCD is so weird. It's weird. It's like your rug is like, it just always changes. It's like, all right, that thing that your mom's going through health-wise, if you don't pick this color of underwear, touch this knob this many times, it's going to happen. I'm like, come on.
Meanwhile, it's like, oh, this friendship's been going really well. And then it's like, yeah, but the last friendship that went really well did not go well at all. And it's like, right. And so it's like, okay, what do I need to do in order to make sure that doesn't happen again? Even though it's like a completely different scenario.
And we've talked about this before, and you might say that this is bad or something, but like for my anxiety, that level that you have kind of comforts me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you care so much. That's great.
Well, yeah, because it's like, I don't want to fuck something up, but then in, like, the process of trying not to fuck it up, I fuck it up even more. So it's like, it's a really horrible double-edged sword that it's like, I feel the need to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed.
Honestly, that's why we pair so well together.
Yeah.
That's one of the great many reasons why we pair so well together.
And
Our anxieties fit.
Right, but it's like, it's just awful because it's like, I don't like feeling like this because then my body is basically like, okay, so you've sensed a threat, but the threat isn't actually there. So then my brain and body basically battle it out and then my body's just like, well, okay, fine, Uno card, I'm just gonna make you sick.
It's kind of like I always take heart in the Bill Hader's story with anxiety and having like Jeff Bridges come up to him at like when he did SNL, and Bill was like, Jeff, geez, I still get nervous, and Jeff is like, yeah, man, I can't do Jeff Bridges. Yeah, man, I get
I don't know, that
anxiety
was
all
pretty
the time.
solid on Jeff Bridges, I feel like.
I get anxious all the time, man. That's more like Valley now. You pointed it out, and now I'm ruining it.
He is literally just the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude.
There's a bunch of, like, there's a compilation of interviews of, like, people asking him, like, are you more the dude now?
Yeah.
And then he keeps trying to say, well, no, man, the dude was like, the dude was always kind of part me, but I don't think I'm the dude. I think the dude just, like, with any role.
The dude is.
And then he's talking, and he looks like the dude, and the interviewers are always like, yeah, but you're the dude. I'm sorry. Like, that's you, dude.
Well, like, whenever he did the White Dudes for Kamala deal, like, it was legitimately just the Big Lebowski. Like, he was just the dude. He's like, I'm just a dude who wants to vote for a woman. I'm just like, this.
Yeah, that Tim Walz, man, really brings the room together.
Yeah.
He told Bill Hader, he's like, man, I get anxiety constantly. And Bill's like, dude, you've been doing this like 50 years. How do you deal with it? And he's like, that's your buddy, man.
Yeah.
Anxiety, that's your buddy. You like curl your arm around him and you step out on stage or in front of the camera. And you're like, let's go.
Yeah.
And I always remembered that. And I was like, huh. And that's kind of how I have to treat, OCD and stuff now. I just have to, put my arm around and be like, yeah, you're going to be there, man.
It's something that you have to figure out how to reassure.
Because, like, with success, it's not going to get better. You would think so, but, like, when I became, like, the big head marketing director guy. And
because then it's like you have more to lose.
Yes, exactly. Like, I thought my brain was always like, because when I was a kid, I had the OCD was always there. I had weird games that I would play, obviously. But, like, one of the things was, like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a firefighter. And my ass was like, well, I want to make 42 grand a year. Because in my child brain, I was like, well, that's $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
And once I did that, I was like 22. And I had a lot of success. And then I turned like 24 and I got the director job and I bought a house. And I was like super comfortable. Like, I got a house now. So like it takes a lot to kick you out of that. And like I had a lot of money coming in. But it's like, success breeds more of that.
Yeah.
Because that rug just gets it feels thicker.
Yeah.
And once it starts to feel thicker, then you start to feel the rumbles underneath it. Your anxiety, like, tugging at it or telling you that it's being tugged at even more.
Yeah.
So, like, the more success we get, Milq, it's going to get worse. So it's kind of nice that we talk about it and we kind of, our brains fit like Legos.
Yeah.
And you adjust it, you get better with it, but it's always going to be that armor. It's your buddy, man. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, it's nice.
Because really, whenever your anxiety gets triggered and stuff, it just shows, like, where you need to, like, reassure yourself more or, like, where you need to do more healing, pretty much.
Yeah, it's kind of like why the basis of all, like, CBT, the beginning of, like, cognitive behavioral therapy, at least when I was taught it, was, like, it's just acknowledgement.
Yeah.
A lot of it mindfulness.
A lot of it is acknowledgement
too. Yeah.
and then reframing, I believe.
Yeah, acknowledgement and reframing. It's like you have to be like, yep, there it is, right there. That's instead of like immediately trying to believe it or trying to ignore it, which makes it worse.
Yeah.
You immediately go, hey, that's that thing. There it is. Hey, buddy, what's up? You're in the room with me now.
And that's why writing is, like, so therapeutic for me, because I'm actually able to put to words, like, a lot of those feelings and stuff. And I mean, that's why I write a lot of poetry, too, is because that's, like, the best way I can get those emotions out as well. Because it's like, I can't really figure out a way to put this into words just yet.
Yeah.
But I can figure out symbolically, like, what it represents.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I don't actually realize, like, what I'm doing until looking back on it. And I'm like, oh, dang.
That's deep.
I was on something.
Yeah, you really were. Well, I've been telling you for years your poetry is, like, incredible.
You say for years, even though we've known each other for maybe 2.
That's years, dude. That is years. Bro, it feels like 19. Shut up.
Yeah, I know. Should we talk about how we met?
Yeah, go for it.
So, I'm minding my business, and I get this friend request on Facebook, because, yes, I still use Facebook. And it's this guy. He has like enough like mutual connections that
it's not weird or like a robot.
Yeah, exactly. And so then I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll go ahead and accept this friend request. And then like, I don't know, maybe like a month goes by, and I get like just a random message from you being like, if you had to choose, like, or it was like top 5 favorite anime or something. Or like there was just like,
it wasn't anime. It was something more relevant.
Yeah, there was a moment though where you asked me my top 5 favorite anime though.
Well, yeah, of course. But it was like a
coffee
if
or
you
tea,
had to choose.
like it was,
there it is.
Coffee or tea. But the one that like drew my attention immediately was Series of Unfortunate Events. Books are the 2004 movie, and I was like,
"That's a hard one.
That's a hard one.
That's a hard
yeah.
one."
Like one, but then also I was like, well, it's kind of hard to choose too because you also have to consider the Netflix series, and so like that was like a whole thing. And then when we got onto the topic of coffee and tea, I was like, I'm actually reading this book called Uncommon Grounds. And you're like, hang on, I gotta take a picture.
I showed you I took a selfie with
yeah.
my copy, and the second you said you had a copy of Uncommon Grounds, I'm like, all right.
Yeah. And then you're like, I'm technically like a coffee sommelier. Like,
I did. I had
yeah.
my Q Grader, the espresso certification. I went through the cupping and the schooling and the learning of altitudes.
Yeah. And then so like we had those kind of questions, and then you were like, also by the way, I'm not hitting on you.
I had to make sure you understood that.
Yeah, which was very greatly appreciated because that happens more often than you would think.
Yes, because
it's a whole thing.
You part of you does present as a female.
Yeah.
And like
so
I am a dude.
Yeah, it was greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
And so like I don't even remember like who suggested we meet up. I can't remember.
I think it was you.
Was it me?
I think it was you. It might have been like a mutual thing, like we should hang out sometime. Oh,
yeah, and then I was like, "There's this really great arcade bar," and like we met up there, and then like commiserated about our lives
immediately.
There
was like no
4 hours.
There was no hey. There might have been like a hey, what's up?
Yeah,
and then we were just sitting at the bar of the barcade.
Yeah.
Like drinking, I think you were doing like fancy gin and tonics or something that they had, or like maybe you were doing beer or something.
No, what was it that I had? I think we did bourbon neat to start.
That's
off.
right, yeah. And I told you I was like, I'm usually a rocks guy.
Yeah.
But you were like, you were the one that had never done rock.
Yeah.
And it was
never
it was
done
nice.
rock. That makes it sound like I haven't done drugs. But yeah,
give me the Quaaludes.
Yeah, we did that, and then because we found out that mutually we knew people that I
fucked your life up.
Well, not fucked my life up. That's
I'm sorry.
That's giving them way too much credit for one, and then also 'em. 2. That's just that's
not even correct.
No, it's just one of those things.
People come into your life, man.
Yeah, and it was just funny that you knew exactly who I was talking about, and you were like,
I stood up once you started mentioning names.
Yeah,
I stood up.
And then you were like, yeah, no, you were in the right to like feel kind of weird about this person, and I was like, really? You're like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh
yeah. You were
nice.
shocked. I started confirming your thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm like, that person was well known for that.
Rotate? Oh, there is. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Take that, Aaron. Figure out these controls immediately.
But like, I
stood up.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I've kissed that person a lot, and it wasn't very reciprocal.
Oh boy.
They came up to me.
Yeah. So then, not long after that, I think we like started watching movies together, and then the new Fall of the House of Usher had come out, and we were watching that together.
It's a masterpiece.
Oh, so good. And then we watched American Horror Story together because you hadn't seen it before. I was like, yeah, I'm bringing Murder House over.
And I was like, Em, I cannot like watch stuff without someone there because I will just like stop.
Yeah.
Watching things.
Like Dexter.
Yeah, like Dexter, which I gotta go back through because we are right in the middle of like the best serial guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was so proud of you for finishing season 3 without me, though.
Thanks.
Yeah.
There was a certain point where I was like, oh, I'm seeing this like 3 times over.
Yeah. And I just recently watched it. So
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like right before you
I
got
do
here.
love that series, though. It's so good.
I'm surprised at how much I love this Dexter.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
shocked.
we also started you watching Dexter New Blood.
Which was a wild way to do it.
Yeah.
A wild way, because watching Dexter New Blood, he's not the Dexter formula.
No.
Until like kind of a couple episodes in.
Yeah.
And then remember, I was like, oh my God, I could watch a whole series about this. Because once he actually does his Dexter stuff and he gets the plastic, I was invested. I was like, this guy's got a whole system.
Yeah.
And you were sitting there going,
yeah, like
buddy, that's
code.
8 seasons of this.
Yeah. So I was very excited because, like, I feel like that's the best way to do it because then it's like you got nowhere to go but up.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Because a lot of the fans were not a fan of Dexter New Blood.
That ending was goofy as hell.
Yeah.
Why did he do that to the cop for no reason? That's not
know.
Dexter at all.
Yeah.
And that if you can't even build his character to that because of how the series went.
Yeah.
That's just not Dexter.
I hate that it cleans it like immediately like
Dude,
that.
I know. I want a setting to where it's like you can adjust it.
Yeah.
It's like if it's like 90% there.
95,
yeah.
97 actually. 97 is pretty good coverage.
Like let's clear those little tiny dots that you'll never be able to find.
Yeah. Exactly.
But like there's such a big patch. Let me feel
Just
it.
let me finish it, please.
Yes, that's the whole point of edging, dude.
Yeah.
You goon until you technical
I was like,
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Put technical difficulties here.
I was
Dang.
like, I don't think that's the phrase you want to use. Oh, yeah, there's another footstep. There's more footsteps over here. I say as I like start power washing away the evidence.
Yeah. Blood sets my teeth on fire. Now I listen to the Dexter soundtrack and you forget that it has Dexter dialogue in it as like a skit. So I'll just be listening to what like sounds like, you know, Spanish rumba, like Miami polka, and then it just goes into another night. Gonna have to do the same thing.
Night.
Tonight's the night.
Yeah. I think he said like Miami Metro has like a 20% like solve rate for their crimes.
Yeah.
This is wild.
I like Miami. Good people.
Good food. And
Cubanos.
a 20% like 20% solve rate for their cases. It's like Jesus.
Which is probably really true about Miami.
Yeah.
It's
such a big city though. Like that's the thing you have to consider with those statistics.
Yeah, like the Miami, I think it's pronounced Dade, the Miami Dade or Dodd Metro Police Department areas. Like I think like you see those the most on like unsolved crime shows or like 48s or something like that.
Well, it's also like a very high population of people like coming over undocumented as well, so like no one's gonna want to look more further into those cases, sadly.
Well, yeah, and people think that goes one way, which is like they come over and they murder. It's like no, they come over and they get murdered.
Yeah,
because it's the Sweeney Todd conundrum. If you know someone has as little connection to anyone as possible, like quite literally fresh off the boat, excuse me.
Yeah,
it's like those are the guys getting killed. They're not doing the killing.
No.
And I'm sure they do, but like that's
not nearly to the point, not nearly
to the
statistics that people are trying to say, or like the numbers.
No, man, and that's why Dexter does it right.
Yeah,
like that whole episode where like they're are they called coyotes?
Coyotes, yeah, where they're bringing them over.
Yeah, the coyotes, but like scam coyotes, which is literally just all coyotes.
Yeah,
from what I've like read about. I just couldn't imagine that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dexter really makes you not want to live in Miami.
Yeah.
Which honestly, probably I was already like that.
I would love to visit.
Yeah. Like, I'll go to Miami to, like, take my shirt off and party.
Yeah. I want the food.
I want the food, too. I want, like, Cubanos I'm addicted to. I want to
go back. I want to go back to... I don't know if will allow me.
You want to go back to the sandwich shop?
Yeah.
Dude, let's do that right now.
Like Haitian food. Oh.
Dude, it was so good.
It was delicious.
And people were so nice, and we got a free dessert.
Yeah, I think their names were like Megan and Kevin.
God,
they
you
were
remember
great.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They set my bisexuality on fire. Like,
well, they also like gave us free drinks and stuff. But,
free
like,
drinks, free desserts,
oh
free
my God,
appetizer.
yeah. Not the free appetizer though. No, it was just the free dessert and like the free drink.
Oh, it was a free drink.
But they took care of us.
Oh my God.
That was so good.
Maybe that's my sexuality. Free things.
Yeah.
You give me free stuff, I'm going. I be eating.
Food. Like literally all you have to do is make me laugh and like cook for me and I will like be in love with you.
Well, Milk, my goodness. I didn't know you had these feelings. I don't think we should address these while playing Powerwash Simulator. My God.
For the sapphic inclined,
Exactly.
I should say. I should specify.
Sapphic inclined.
But I mean, I do love you. You are like a brother to me. Like we've talked about this.
Cry?
Yeah.
Gonna cry.
Am I about to make you cry?
Gonna cry. Gonna cry. Gonna cry.
Like seeing as like, because like whenever you talk to my mom and stuff, my mom was like absolutely in love with you and was like
She
ready
was?
to adopt you. Yes.
I'm actually kind of tearing. That's crazy.
Like I really want to make
She
a
was,
trip back
though?
home. Yeah, absolutely. Well, like the fact that I was like willing to give roommates another chance, like whenever I moved out, like that was a big indicator there.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing for you.
Well, yeah, because like I have not had like the greatest luck with roommates whatsoever.
Same.
And like whenever I lived on my own, it was like ideal because it was just perfect for me. It was just me and Ripley.
Yeah, we kind of fit. I mean, we fit in every way pretty much
Yeah.
incredibly immediately, but like the roommate thing worked out super quickly.
Yeah.
Like we already had this balance of like knowing
each other's spaces and
You
knowing when to
think
give each
you-
other space. Like
exactly. That's what
yeah.
I was gonna say, and like creating shared spaces that like reflect both of us.
Yeah.
Instead of like one person just kind of like having what is essentially a man cave in a corner.
Yeah.
You know, like, I always hated that style of roommatiness.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I'm gonna use this wall, and this is gonna
Like
be
we
my
definitely
bed.
like coexist.
Right.
Really well.
This guy was like tap dancing next to this grill for some reason.
I kind of wonder, did he step up on the grill? I don't see any footprints on top. Because it looks almost like he like came up here and like climbed over. Like,
Give me your splatter report, psycho.
yeah. Dokes.
I love him. I watch Dokes compilations constantly.
I love that character so much.
I didn't cry when that episode happened, but I got like really depressed later on.
Yeah.
Because once you start thinking about it, it's like Dokes' entire reputation, his life was ruined.
Oh, yeah.
Ruined by
And
this.
well, I mean, you know, spoilers for Dexter, but like he's no longer around to like defend himself or anything. Like
No, and I guess, you know, post spoiler alert for Dexter. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen New Blood. Spoiler,
Yeah.
spoiler. Put a spoiler right here, please, editor. If you, I guess once Dexter dies,
yeah,
it's like, well, because Batista was like,
he's on his way still.
right, yeah, I'll be there in the
And
morning.
even then, like, we're not even sure if Dexter's actually dead, because, like, now they're having, like, Dexter Resurrection coming out soon or something.
Like, they shot him. I'm thinking, side note, Dexter Resurrection is just, you know, Dexter is now his sister. Where it's like...
No, it's actually him alive. Like, he's actually back.
What?
Because, like, yeah. Because, like,
What are you talking about him?
So, everyone keeps talking or asking Michael C. Hall about it, and he's like, it was very cold that day. Like, they're like, how is Dexter alive still? Because they've confirmed that he is back. Like, he didn't actually die.
Well, did he even get shot in the heart or something?
Yeah. But the thing is like, some people are, like, speculating that he's got, there's, like, a condition called dextro...
Where his heart is on the other
side of his chest, yeah.
Oh, come on. That's just stupid.
Which, honestly,
That's
I
cheating.
kind of like it, though, because, like, Dexter...
That's yeah, but like I'm going the Annie Wilkes route. And if anyone remembers either the Misery film or reading the book, her big thing against Paul's writing of the new Misery novel was that he was cheating. You got to find a way to do it and do it believably.
Yeah.
If you come out with Dexter's heart is on the wrong side, that's cheating.
I'm
going to yell about
the
it.
fact that it was so cold and stuff would probably work better in their favor, because it's like, oh, it slowed down the blood loss and stuff.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, Dexter, if you're going to continue it past he survived a hurricane, and then you're going to continue it where he's in the wilderness, and then you're going to continue it where he gets found out that he's still alive by the Miami guys, then it's like, don't kill him. Let him have his day in court.
Yeah.
Just do, like, the trial of Dexter Morgan at that point.
That would be dope, honestly.
And honestly, the way I would do it, Dexter goes free.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sorry. Everyone knows he does it, but he goes free nonetheless. There's just not enough. Not enough to tie him.
You know what? That would be cool, though, if he gets off on a technicality, and then it's like he's actually within his own, like, code, like...
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah.
The Code of Harry would fit because that's a great style of writing to do that, the trial thing.
Yeah.
Because the Code of Harry would tell him, well, he's caught. You know, Harry was a cop.
But he's also...
He's got to go through with it. He's got to go through the justice system. But if he gets off on a technicality... Technically, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Code of Harry stands.
Yeah. And, like, the whole thing is like, don't get caught.
Yes.
So, it's
and he didn't.
Yeah.
That would be great if, like, Dexter just got off on some weird reason.
Yeah. Well, and then, of course, like, people are going to come around and be, like, supporting him because it's like, oh, he's, cleaning up Miami.
The trial of Dexter Morgan, and they got, like, people outside with signs that's like, thank you, Bay Harbor Butcher.
Yeah.
You know, let the Bay Harbor Butcher, free Bay Harbor Butcher, free BHB.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be so good. Commentary on the justice system, commentary on, like, celebrity murderers.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and then also, like, they tried to do, like, the podcast, the true crime podcast stuff, too, in New Blood.
Which didn't really pan.
No.
Because you didn't go in depth enough. And also, it was one of those things where it's like, whoever wrote this has a little bit of an understanding about true crime podcasting, but just not enough.
No.
Because it's like, what is this woman doing?
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, though, it's like, that is very much, like, exactly what those true crime podcasters come off across, where it's like, they don't realize that, you know, what they're doing is talking about
humans.
Actual people.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan. Ryan.
Because whenever you focus on the perpetrators, you don't actually, like, you know... Whenever the focus is not on the victims, you're basically doing them an injustice by just focusing on the horrible acts that were committed against them.
Yeah.
And ethically speaking, that's just not wrong, but it's like you're giving focus to something that shouldn't be focused on.
Yeah. Those true crime podcasts are just an extension of, like, the Tumblr people that would set their profile pics to, like, Eric Harris.
Yeah.
Like Dylan Klebold. And Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
He's not helping.
All right.
Birdhouse. Poor bird.
Like, I feel like his American Crime Story, like, I feel like he just got too big of an ego after that was so successful. And it's like, then Dahmer happened, and that was, like, super successful, even though, like,
very well talked about. And I think that's what Ryan Murphy is more interested in, is the conversation, the social media, you know. If he can get conversation out there, word of mouth.
But, like, he didn't talk to any of the victims' families or anything like that, and, like...
And he made Dahmer this, like, sexy, you know...
Well, I will give him, he didn't do that. That was the internet.
Really, though?
Yeah.
Because, like, once you cast, like, everyone's, like, himbo fave...
Yeah, true.
Yeah, come on now.
But, I mean, I feel like Evan needs a break. He needs to do, like, a rom-com or something.
Evan's got to stop doing this, like, I'm half naked and screaming thing.
Yeah.
I've met the guy. He's really nice.
Yeah. He needs a break.
Yeah.
Someone give him a break, please.
Yeah, I interviewed Evan Peters because I used to do the convention circuit as a videographer. And I would do, like, event coverage, or, like, blogs would hire me to go out there and, like, do interviews. And I interviewed Evan Peters, and we were supposed to do, like, a quick 15, and his handlers got really mad at this. We did, like, a 30 because he was a great conversationalist.
Yeah.
And we just started talking. And
here's
like
the last thing.
He's so nice, and you look at him and it's like, dude, why? Get this guy off of, you know, Ryan Murphy's naked obsession with his butt, and get him in, like, get him into like a Christmas film or something.
Hallmark, please save him.
Yeah, exactly. Like at this point, I would love to see like him and Amelia Clark do like a meet cute movie or something.
Yeah.
For God's sake. Tiny car.
Tiny car.
Who drives this tiny car? Is Calvin 2 feet tall? No, it's probably his kids, but also it might be Calvin.
Is Calvin actually from Calvin and Hobbes? Well, we haven't seen a tiger anywhere, so maybe not.
I always hate that. I'm like Bill Watterson. I hate Calvin and Hobbes fan art where it's like, oh, he married Susie, and then the doll he gives Hobbes to his daughter. Shut up.
Yeah.
Calvin and Hobbes is a comic about a kid and a stuffed animal, and that's it.
I do kind of like him having a daughter though, and like passing down Hobbes to her and stuff. Like that's cute. Him marrying Susie, I'm kind of half and half on. Like it makes sense that they would end up married.
But also, who's gonna marry someone they knew when they were 6?
Yeah.
Well, no, that happens, but like that happens in like Snapchat stories. That doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's good.
Hang on, there we go.
Ooh, look at the spray.
I can't quite get the right angle on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me just going full focus mode, like.
I mean, you have to. You got to crank down.
Yeah. This is like the last thing. Oh, okay, Rip. Ripley just jumped up on top of the bookshelf.
Enough music.
Come on.
I'm so invested in cleaning this car's wheel.
Alright, I think I'm done with it. I'm just going to continue on here.
Fast forward this because there's so much dead air.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like hyper focused now because this is like the one last thing I need to clean in this.
Yeah, let's just.
Oh, they have no license plate.
Not good. Not good. Illegal.
I mean, I guess, do you really need to have a license plate on the car if it doesn't leave the yard?
I mean, if it goes over a certain speed and has like a certain type of engine cylinder.
Yeah, I don't think this goes over like 10 miles an hour.
God, a kid's car going 10 miles an hour in and of itself scares me.
Yeah, I think they would call that a go-kart by that point.
Yeah, that's like a herded child.
Dang, look at how that seat was not as dark as I thought it was. Bing.
Yeah, dude, how do you get this car so dirty?
So, from what I understand, there's a volcano nearby.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Do you see it at any point? Is it on the skyline?
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Come on! Are you serious?
Yeah. That's a full-on volcano in the background.
Oh. Wow, that makes
hey.
a lot more sense as to why everything's so gross and Power Washer is deeply in need.
Ah!
Yeah!
Hey, Doc, Cal here. I've got a job for you over at my folks' bungalow when you can fit it in. Oh.
All right, coming up on MilkToast. We go to the depths of the human psyche. We follow the white rabbit. Next time on MilkToast.
Oh, here we go. That's satisfying. Oh, I had a method to my madness. Look at that. Ah, lovely. Lovely.
That's juicy.
This is very juicy.
Wait.
I don't have my new garb on. What's going on here?
Got to get the green garb. All right. Coming up on Milk and Toast. Adjust.
Adjusting.
Move butt cheek.
Doc, the yard looks fantastic. There are a couple of budding mountaineers already clambering over that rock garden, and I intend to join them. Thanks again on a great job, and if I hear of anyone in need, I'll send them on your way.